What up, OGs? We are here in the brand new studio. And of course, I'm with my brother, Joey Allen.
What's up? What's up?
How you doing, man?
I am pumped,
Dude, I'm so excited to finally be in this space. Like, I don't think people have any idea what we went through to get into this spot. So just to give everyone a brief rundown, we went through 2 studio spaces before we moved into this one. We didn't actually fully move into those spaces, but
we're in the process of it.
We were in the process 100%. And I think one of them kind of fell through like literally a week before we were about to move in. But look, that's part of the process, baby.
It happens.
Yeah, and I can't even you can't even hate on it because the reasons were legit. You know what I mean? It's not like anyone backed out for any bad reason or anything like that. But it just sucked, man, because...
And everything happens for a reason. Like this place is, I think it's 100 times better than any other place we looked at.
No, 100%, bro. And the way that we have it all set up, obviously everyone that's watching on YouTube right now doesn't see like the backside, but we've got a full photo studio. We've got places for the guests to sit. We've got bar tables. We've got mini fridge, alcohol, like everything is just ready to go. So, dude, I'm fucking pumped.
I love it.
One thing I did want to talk about. So, in the process of setting up this studio, you're going to run into some issues. So, first issue that we ran into was putting up the wallpaper. So when you think, if you ever think you have enough wallpaper,
you don't.
Just order double,
yeah,
just to be safe. We come in here, it was like, I think this is probably a week ago. We're going to get everything set up. Everything's ready to go. You know what I mean? We've got all the wallpaper on deck. We're like, we can have this place finished today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just being stupid as hell. And sure enough, we get half of this wall.
Half of this wall. There's a whole nother half, and then you see the whole black wall? That was still white. And we showed up, we were like, yeah, we'll be done. It'll look so good. And we leave, like...
It's funny because when we were cutting the pieces, like when you're cutting the pieces, you kind of start to see, okay, like how quickly you're going through the roll. And I'm like, yo, we literally have like 5 strips of wallpaper right here. Like it was crazy. It just made no sense because for the people that don't know, wallpaper is kind of expensive, a lot more expensive than I thought. And this is our 3rd time doing a studio with wallpaper in it. And bro, it's just, if you ever think you have enough wallpaper, order double. Just please, just save yourself the fucking time. And then it was kind of like a last minute decision. We're like, let's just have an all orange wall, like just for the aesthetic and just to make everything look good. And then the orange wallpaper came in and we had way more.
Yeah, we had way more. That was weird.
It didn't make any sense. And so we set up this little like area over here as like a tiny little wall, made that all orange. I love the way it turned out though, bro. Like I'm just kind of like still getting used to it. You know what I mean?
You're going to see me so many times just like looking around just because it's so cool. I love just being in here.
And all the little knickknacks too. Yeah. Like some people don't see there's like a little orange like table over there and a table over here. And it's just the little details.
And we have a couple custom pieces. So if you do art or if you want to make anything.
Oh, we'll definitely hang it up.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God, some fan art. Good
That's my favorite. I love it.
Let's jump into win of the week.
Let's do it.
Y'all know how it goes. First win of the week in the new studio. Start us off, brother.
Me first?
Yeah.
Okay. I got an interesting one this week. I just wanted to give a shout out and make him my win of the week. Min of the week. Pause. No Diddy. That's fucking weird. Holy shit. Win of the week is Damar Hamlin because he just, I mean, a little bit over a year ago, last NFL season, obviously, he had that big hit, put him in cardiac arrest, and he literally died on the field.
Yeah.
But wrapping up the end of the season, he played the full season, and he's still alive. So shout out to him. It just shows, like, resilience. Like, if he literally died, he was dead on the field, and now he's just finished a full NFL season.
Bro came back from the dead to play for the Buffalo Bills. Bro. And honestly, there's a chance that they go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So he finished the whole regular season. Imagine going to the Super Bowl right after that incident happened,
dude,
bro.
That's crazy.
No,
yeah, shout out to him.
That's actually a good win of the week.
Appreciate it.
I like it. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, like
I just saw a report on him or like a story, and it was just like, that is insane that he was literally dead.
Most people would never come back and play again. Like I know for me, bro, that'd be enough to be like, all right, I'm good to retire.
Right. Like
you know
I
what
can
I mean?
chill.
Yeah. And he was already going, like after that event happened, he was so famous. He was already getting like all the perks of being a celebrity. You know what I mean? That's actually a really good win of the week.
Appreciate you. What's yours?
So my win of the week, as everyone can tell, I'm not in my usual outfit that, I usually show up in. For like probably 50 episodes straight, I was just wearing all black, orange slides, white socks, the same old. And you know what, man? Some things you just have to leave at the old studio.
Man, there's so many people that are going to be happy about that.
Oh, bro, the YouTube comments were getting so... Just
show them the kick. Show them the kick.
So I'm gonna tell you right now, a little dunk action.
Clean.
So shout out, my win of the week is shout out to having a girlfriend that knows how to fucking dress, bro. Like she's got like pretty much this whole outfit except for the OG merch.
Yeah,
is shit she got me for Christmas. You know what I mean? And I never buy clothes for myself, bro. Like I'm the type of person where I will literally just like wear the same, not like the exact same outfit, but like wear the same style clothes over and over and over again. And like for the pictures and for everything to like look aesthetically pleasing for the pod, I was like, okay, well, I'll just have like, you know, my black pants.
The same thing every
which,
time.
you know, I've got like 8 pairs of black pants. Like when I find something that I like, I just rock with it. But dude, I got so much shit for Christmas. Like she was getting me like these corduroy pants and like the camo. Like I never, bro.
You would never buy that.
Brother, I have no business wearing camo. Like, never hunted, never, like, owned. I mean, I owned
You're
a truck.
from Florida, though, and that's the thing. Florida people wear camo. It doesn't matter where you're from. In Florida, if you're from Florida, you can wear it.
No, that's facts, bro. And I'll tell you what, like, these are my favorite pants.
It has to be the real tree, though. It can't be like the fucking ghetto.
I don't know where she got these, but they were, dude, I was like, when I pulled them out, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was opening them, and I'm like, not my thing. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck? Yeah, like, I wasn't, like, expecting to, but then I put them on, I'm like, yo. These are fucking tough.
They're cool.
And then the dunks, I've always kind of like been, not like a hater on dunks, but whenever I hear dunks or think about dunks, I see the SB dunks, like the skateboarding version where they've got like that fat tongue on them. Yeah. And I don't know, I'm just like not a fan. Like I just think I look dorky as fuck in those shoes. And then, but these ones, bro, are like the retros. I was like, yo.
Oh, you still look dorky, but like, it's like, it's fine. It looks all right.
I look less dorky, right?
Just a little less.
No, but dude, I'm like, I'm excited like just to pop out with different outfits on the pod from now on. Cause I'm not gonna lie, towards the end of last season, bro, you had some fits.
Well, okay, so it's crazy. I can actually tee off on that too, because ever since I met my woman, she's like, she goes out, you know, she does things. And like, so like I do things a lot now, and I don't want to wear the same thing every time. So for Christmas, dude, I got a whole new wardrobe. Like I had to like get rid of shit so I can make room for all my new shirts and pants. So like, shout out to her.
If you know, bro. Like sometimes like you'll date a chick and she just doesn't really care about that. You know what I mean? But like my girl, she's all about like having a bunch of dope outfits. And like anyone that knows my girlfriend knows that she's fucking popping out, bro. Like she's always looking fire when she pops out. And so like I can't just be wearing the same shit. You know what I mean? Like typically all I wear is OGSP merch.
True,
you know what I mean? Because it's the best merch on the market.
And it's easy.
OGSessions.com. But no, I usually am just wearing like merch, to be honest with you. But dude, she's gotten me right. And so that's my win of the week to start off the season. Good one. You know what I mean? Just let everyone know if you see me dressing now, boy, I'd be like Rance because I'm dressing. Shout out Cass,
say it again. It didn't hit.
Call me Rance because I be dressing. I think I said it wrong the first time.
Is there a laugh button? Got him. That works.
Kind of. All right, but yeah, dude, I'm excited to get into this week's episode. Huge guest coming through today. Like, I'm very excited for this. Yeah. And it's always fun having like certain music artists on here, but then you have like the ones who are like the heavy hitters and they're really doing shit the right way. And this guest is like no exception, bro. One thing I do want to talk about before we get out of here is, I don't know if you heard about this, but Trump is renaming the Gulf of Mexico.
That is crazy. Yeah, I heard that on the radio the other day. The Gulf of America.
He's like, in his press conference, he's like, well, we're the only one doing work over there. And all this stuff. Like, bro, give it a fucking rest.
You know like, what's the point? It's the Gulf of Mexico.
I'm still going to always call it the Gulf of Mexico. And it's like, when I think of the Gulf of Mexico, I don't think about Mexico. I literally just think about, like, the Gulf of Mexico. Water, yeah. That's crazy. And so, dude, it's so funny. Like, it almost just, it's like the pettiness.
It's very petty.
He's so petty. And just, like, the little things, he's like, he just does it because he can.
Doesn't he want to make, I'm so ignorant on this politics shit, but doesn't he want to make Canada, like, part of the U.S.?
Yeah, like the 51st state.
Yeah, isn't that fucking crazy? Canada does not want that.
No, 100%. He kind of like has that like overlord in him, like where he's just like, no, I'm gonna take what you want and you're not gonna cry about it. You know what I mean? Like it's funny, bro. I'm not like real big on the politics thing either. You know what I mean? Like I've voted every way possible. You know, it doesn't really matter that much to me. But I do think it's funny when like you get a personality in there and he like starts doing crazy shit, bro. You know what I mean? You got to find the light in every situation. And I think like with that situation, obviously he's gonna step on some toes, and it's kind of annoying even for me, like someone who doesn't give a fuck, for like him to come in here and just like making these rules and doing all this shit.
Yeah, I don't fucking care.
But at the end of the day, it is kind of funny.
Gulf of America.
Gulf of America, baby. It does have a little ring to it, doesn't it?
I think that's what he said. He was like, it's got a better ring to it.
Just petty as fuck. But dude, nonetheless, I'm so excited for today's episode. Huge guest coming in the building today. Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Let's get into it.
What up, OGs? We are here in the new studio. Shout out to my brother, Joey Allen.
Yes, sir.
Man, I love this space.
I know, it looks great.
It came together so well. And it was funny because when we were imagining it, like, you didn't know what it was going to look like in the very
When we came
end.
in here, it was like unfinished walls. It's crazy that it looks like this in the time that we spent on it.
So shout out to everybody that helped us get the furniture, build out the place. I mean, it was really just me and you, but, you know.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to us, brother. Very excited for today's episode, man.
Yes, sir.
This is a guest we've wanted to get on here for a long time. Honestly, I'm such a huge fan of this artist. I know you are as well. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your favorite DJ, AK Renny.
Let's go. What's up, y'all?
How are you?
I'm really good. I'm feeling good today.
It's a pleasure to get you in the studio, the new studio.
Very first guest here, too.
It's a pleasure to be here. This place looks fucking awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a long time coming. It was like, really, I mean, we've been wanting to move into a new space for so long, but once we finally got the keys for this spot, it took us like about a week or maybe a week and a half until we actually got all the furniture in and everything set up. And I mean, in the intro, we talked about all the bullshit that we went through just getting this space up and running. People don't even realize like just the little things that happen and the little bumps in the road that kind of take place.
I'm sure.
But no, super excited to have you in here today. Seriously, This is a great way to kick it off.
No, it definitely is.
I love the AK hat as well.
Thank you, dude. I actually designed this with my team, and we're actually dropping this next week.
No way. Okay, so what day next week?
So I'm supposed to drop it on Tuesday. Hopefully it goes in like place that way.
Okay,
But
cool.
I had to design the Shopify and everything, so it took a little bit.
Okay, so we're on Shopify. There's a whole website for it.
Yeah, dude.
I love it.
I know. I had to figure that out. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Did you do a photo shoot and everything for it? And like,
Yes, actually, with a really great photographer. He's local here in Jacksonville, Martin. He works with me for all my press shots, and he kills it every time.
fire. Yeah, the hats go super hard. I like how you did the camo too.
Thank you, dude.
I'm on a little camo vibe myself.
I know, look at him.
Anyone that knows me knows I don't wear a lot of camo shoot. I've never even been hunting. You know what I mean? But
I mean, me neither.
It's a Florida thing, I
but
think.
yeah, it's
It
a
is
vibe.
a Florida thing.
Yeah.
You know, I would always be in high school, and there'd always be like that group that has on camo every single day.
Yeah.
And I've never driven, like I had a truck for a while, but it was like an antique truck.
It wasn't like a redneck truck.
Yeah, it wasn't like redneck at all. And so it's funny, like I've never, like don't really fit the mold for someone who would typically wear camo.
Me neither.
But hey, it works. Hey, we're rocking it good, aren't we?
It works. No, it definitely does.
So do you go by AK Renny, AK or Renny, or how does that work?
So honestly, like, I really don't care what people call me. Like, I never mind, but you can just call me AK.
Okay,
What
I
is
like
the
it.
AK?
So it actually comes from one of my favorite artists, Kid Cudi. He has a quote he says in an interview, and to this day, I can't re-find that interview.
That's crazy.
But I'm not making this up. But he says, always know yourself to progress in life. And that just is something I kind of took and ran with my life. And I feel like it kind of helped me get to the point where I am now. So I made that my artist name.
So
it's
AK always know.
Always knew Renny. And then Renny just comes from my middle name's Renee. So
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. No, it's cool. I like the AK thing because you did something where it was hit him with the AK.
yeah, I also just thought that was like cool.
Sounds cool.
No, it does.
Like, that just sounds cool.
It sounds badass. And your style of DJing as well is like very it's
Aggressive,
fast. It's I was gonna say aggressive,
Energetic.
like
Yeah,
rapid,
yeah, yeah,
energetic
there it
as
is.
fuck. And so like AK-47, you just picture like that, bah, 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 and that's like that
Yeah.
is your vibe.
That's exactly what I was going for. Kind of like trying to play the hint on like both without like,
For sure.
you know, without actually like talking about like a gun.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, some DJs, it's funny, like their name almost doesn't really go with what they're doing at all. You know what I mean? Like they'll have
Yeah.
a name and it'll just be a cool sounding name, but then they come out and it's like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
some people they do it like, I mean, then you got people like Sudden Death where you're like, okay, your name fits you perfect. You know what I mean? Like that is exactly
For
what
sure.
you feel like whenever you're listening to that DJ. But how would you describe your DJ style? Is it tech house?
So over the year, I just love what I'm doing. So if an opportunity has like come around that sounds cool to me, I've been like just jumping on it. Like I made a song with Hayes, and it was like dubstep bass, and like, you know, I don't play that at all.
Yeah.
But like he's a cool guy and he's like a cool artist. He's an amazing producer and I love his skits. So I was like, I definitely want to work with you, you know? But typically like my sets are like energetic bass house, night bass. I grew up on night bass in college. So
what is night bass exactly?
It's AC Slater's label.
Oh, okay, got you.
How many different branches of house are there? Because you said you just said 5 of them. So it seems like it's hard to be in a lane when there's so many.
No, definitely. I think there's over 500 subgenres of EDM.
That's insane.
Which it's crazy. But with house, I don't even know. There has to be at least over 20. I would say.
Have you always listened to DJ music, like EDM?
No.
Really? So what was your genre growing up?
Country music?
No, bro. Actually, I to this day, I still will listen to anything but country.
Really?
I think it's from my parents playing it overly growing up.
Let this girl spend 1 week in Nashville and let's see
It'll
if that
change your life. Nick has not been the same. Let me tell you.
We took a trip to Nashville to interview some country artists, and on the way up there, we listened to Big X a Plug and Lil Wayne and just all rap, the shit that we love to listen to anyway.
Hold on, I gotta call you out because you always pick on me. You picked on me for a few weeks for making my win of the week the Keys or the weather or some shit. This has to be every single episode. You're on a streak. Every single episode you've brought up Nashville and about how it's changed your fucking music life.
Bro, I would move there. I would so move there.
You got the pants.
Yo, true. We're ready to go. I love Nashville. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because, when we went there, I don't know.
We had such a good time.
We had such a good time. I think that's the thing is but also we were going out the whole time we were there for 3 nights, I think. Mm-hmm. And so we went out every single time, met so many great people. During the day, we're doing country shit that we wouldn't usually do. So I think for that weekend, it was just really fun to go and experience that. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side, I think living there when you got to spend every single day in there, I think I'd stand out like a sore thumb. Yeah. You know what I mean? In reality, even me and Joey,
first time you say type shit, they'll be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Or even y'all. I remember we were somewhere and we said y'all in a sentence, and they're like, "Oh, y'all are from the South." I'm like, I thought
we're in Tennessee.
I thought Nashville was kind of that same way. So it's funny. Nashville definitely had an impact on me. I love that place. But
that's what's up.
But before then, I wasn't listening to country at all. You know what I mean?
True.
I just couldn't. I was similar to you in the sense of I'll turn anything on but country. I'll even listen to a podcast I don't like before I listen to country. And but now here we are. What is it? 6th, 7th week in a row talking about country. Gotta keep the streak going now.
Look at that.
So who were some of your influences when you first started getting into being a DJ?
I guess before DJing, I only listened to rap, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to branch. When I first heard EDM, I knew that I wanted to branch my love and likeness for rap music into EDM, but it was something at the time that hasn't been done before. So I kind of looked towards people like AC Slater and Dr. Fresh, who they've done that a lot in the past, and they were probably the first pioneers of just that energetic bass house, G house sound, with bringing in a rapper into the genre as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Did AC Slater do that remix with, it was a Chief Keef remix where it was Love Sosa or something, and it went super fucking hard? Is that him?
Maybe. There's RL Grime did one.
RL Grime, that's what it is.
Yeah,
RL Grime.
yeah.
I knew it was 2 letters and then a name. Okay. So yeah, RL Grime, that you're 100% right on that. But yeah, AC Slater throws down too and mixes a lot of rap in their shit as well.
No, for real. Him, and then Tony Dr. Fresh, which I had the amazing opportunity to meet him and I guess kind of grow my name with him and his label.
How'd you meet him?
It was actually over Twitch.
No way.
Yeah, so I was working at Nordstrom at the time, and he had Twitch. I think this was coming out of the pandemic, so a lot of artists, because they weren't touring consistently, they would go on Twitch all the time and just try to consistently be active in the community. So he would have, you could just go and send your music, and he would tell you what you need to fix or compliment on it, and have the opportunity to potentially be signed to his label.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it was honestly amazing. The community that got brought with that is how I met a lot of my friends that I now have all over the country and have worked with. But pretty much I was working at Nordstrom, and the time he did it, I was always closing, so I would literally like hide from customers and have this Twitch going on, and people would be like, "Can you help me out with this?" And I would like pretend I did not work there.
That is so funny.
Yeah,
have you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, dude. I would like go to the bathroom, and like anytime he played my song for whatever reason, it was always last, and like I swear it was like a 2-hour Twitch stream, so I'd have that shit going on for 2 hours.
What song did you send him?
I was working with Devour a lot at the time. Shout out Devin. He's literally one of the best producers like I think I've ever witnessed. But we worked together a lot, and we actually sent him a song called The One, and right now I think it's my highest streaming song.
I was gonna say, that's up there on that Spotify top 5 for sure.
Yeah, it was. I think we made that in like 24 hours, honestly, and yeah, he's just a fucking genius.
That's dope, though, that it was over Twitch. I didn't even know DJs were doing that.
Yeah, it was a thing for a minute, but I think as, like, we kind of got back into, like, okay, now we got to, like, start touring and stuff, because, you know, that's where, like, the real money comes in. You're not really making
for sure,
much into it. It's been slowing down, and, like, you know, I don't blame anyone. Like, I can't imagine, sometimes I can't imagine just how people have the time to do anything except make music and tour, like how they have all this time to do everything else and like set up these like events and like the merch and everything. It's just like in September I was touring nonstop for the first time ever, and I'll tell you what, like when I got home I was like, I need a break.
Oh, for sure. I believe it.
I was like, how do people do this? Like, how does John Summit like go to like 3 different places every night?
Yeah, well, it is crazy because it's such a long, like typically if it's someone like John Summit, they're going to be there like for a lot of the openers too. You know what I mean? So they get there to a, you know, like they'll get to wherever they're going to be performing, and they'll be there for like 2-3 hours before they even go on. You know what I mean? And then they go on, they do their 2-hour set, and then they go to an after party and do another one, and then they'll do like a sunrise set. If you're in Miami or something, I don't know how those DJs do it, where it's like all night.
You know how they do it.
Well, okay. True.
You know, I also found out that, and like it might be obvious, but like a lot of those people, you know, like they're making so much money that it's just to the point where like they have like that IV like loaded up like on their like private jet, and they have like professional like chefs that like feed them like good food, and
they're taken care of.
They just have like the opportunities and to just kind of keep going and let them keep
What
going.
was your career like before AC Slater found, or before he reviewed that song? Like, were you just very new into making like
Dr. Fresh?
Oh, Dr. Fresh, that's right. Okay, so what were you like in your career when he reviewed it?
It was like crazy early on.
Okay.
It was like God, I think I did have 1 or 2 songs out. They definitely were not good. But like, you know, you got to start somewhere. And,
for sure.
Yeah, I think I had a song out on Girl Gang, and oh no, I remember. I like I put out like a rap album, I think.
No way.
I think I took it down off the platform.
That's crazy.
Put it back up. Put it back up.
Yeah, it's on my SoundCloud if you want to like really like dig into that. But
we'll find it.
We'll definitely find that. That is so funny.
Yeah, I worked I moved in with a roommate at the time, and she was a DJ. She ended up getting canceled, but she was a DJ, and I had the opportunity to meet a lot of like Florida producers, and she was more on like the bass side of it.
Okay.
So I worked with a few of them, like Plasma. He's down in Tampa. He's an amazing artist. I think he's on tour Drinker Water right now.
Okay, word.
And just kind of like the Florida DJ scene. I got the opportunity to meet everybody through her. And then I worked with some of them on like, because I would just like freestyle and be like, check this out. Yeah. And they're like, oh, like let me like produce for you. So I put out like a rap album, and I think when I started transitioning into house music, I think Tony, Dr. Fresh, like checked out my Spotify and was like, damn, like you're a really fucking good vocalist.
Yeah.
And he actually ended up like DMing me and being like, let's jump on a phone call.
That's dope. And so what was that phone call like?
Life changing.
Really?
It definitely like.
Were you nervous?
I think I was just eager.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think I I mean, I like always knew I want to do this. Like,
I love that,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? I'm not, like, so I jumped on the phone call, and it's one of those things where if you want something so bad, you kind of like already seen this coming.
Mm-hmm.
Like you already like pictured this,
For sure.
and now you're just like living it, and it's not that nerve wracking because you already saw it in your head.
Right. Yeah.
For sure. That's actually a really
You
good
prepared
point.
for it.
Yeah, but it definitely lit a fire under my ass. I'll tell you that.
For sure.
And I went super fucking hard for like, I was like working with anybody with anything.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of your own vocals? Like, since you have a little bit, like, since you made a whole rap album.
Yeah, no, for sure. I find it like, and everybody has their own opinion about this, but this is like just me as like a vocalist. Like, a lot of like hit songs are like Splice samples, and I'm like, I don't want to hear that.
No, for sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't like hearing like the same vocal and over and over again. So like, a lot of times I'll just like do my own because I'm like, you know, like I have a mic and like I have my brain, and like I'll be super particular about it too. So most of my songs are like my own vocals, but like this year I've been diving into one of my favorite artists is Kanye, and like I love his like sampling. That's why like I love his music. So I'm trying to dive more into like sampling and like sampling like vocals and stuff.
How do you look for a song to sample? Is it like when you're just listening to like older music? Like, because sometimes Kanye will sample a song that's like
old as hell,
50 years
slowed down
old.
50
Yeah,
times.
for sure.
No, for sure. Well, the thing about, I guess you like, it gets tricky because, you know, like if you can't just like sample like a super famous song, but at the same time, like people are kind of putting out more and more music where like they give no fucks. And it's like, and it's not getting flagged. And sometimes it just like, there's like a right thing to do, but like sometimes it just depends on the label. And if the label's like, they could possibly like buy it, you know, from the artist.
True.
Or they could just say like, fuck it and like put it out anyway. You know what I mean? And like most of the time, like you won't get copywritten because it's like EDM.
Okay, I was going to say, because sometimes like the sample is so twisted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a DJ will take a sample and like you don't even really know that that's what they sampled the song from because of how much like changes they made to it. You know what I mean? Especially when you throw like the all the different like sounds on top of it. You know what I mean? So like a lot of the times you'll listen to a song and you won't even really realize that they sampled like a very simple slow song because it's so like heavy bass chopped up and it's just I mean I salute it, you know what I mean, because it's cool how you can like change a song like that. But would that still come up as like a copyright issue? Like, since if you use any part of the artist's song, could it be copyrighted?
It really depends on how big it gets.
Okay, gotcha.
Like AK Renny made Do It To It. There's no way like they did not like, you know, approve that.
For sure.
There's no fucking way. Like, and I think they're like featured on the song, so like that shows, you know, that he did. But like, if you put it out and it gets huge, because like nowadays, like, you know, you make a good song, you put it on TikTok, like it has a lot of potential. And if it gets huge and you like didn't ask, then like you could get sued. But at the same time, it's kind of like, get sued or like get my name out there.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you know.
And also I feel like some artists, they might be kind of grateful that a DJ came through and did that, because now you're like re-blowing up their song again too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you've heard so many, I mean, this is a country example, so it doesn't really apply, but it's like Luke Combs did the Fast Car remix to whatever. Bro, I'll tell you what, that's a good fucking song. That's a good fucking song, brother.
I like the song. I never heard his version.
His version, it blew up like even bigger than her version did.
Oh, wow.
And then they went and did a collab at like the Grammys or something where they performed it live with both of them. And it's cool too because you saw like a huge boost in numbers on her original version of Fast Car as well. And so it's kind of cool. Like I feel like for her, she'd be grateful that a guy like Luke Combs came through and remixed her song. And with DJs, that's got to be this like very similar aspect, I would think.
No, for sure. And one thing that like I typically do, just like how I work, is like I kind of look at like what Drake does, to be honest with you. If you listen to any of his songs, he has a line that he took from someone else.
Oh, really?
Like most of his songs. Yeah. And like you won't even know.
Like the whole song you took from Soulja Boy.
That's more than just a line. That's so funny.
No, facts. And there's like a quote that says, good art, like what is it? Like good artists borrow, but great artists steal. And I think there's like some truth in that too, because a lot of times when I'm writing, I always like, if people have trouble, I always like recommend this. And it's like to take a song that people are familiar with and just take a line out of it. Just take one line. Mm-hmm. That's like probably like when you listen to that song, that's the line you remember. Mm-hmm. And rewrite it and like obviously like don't steal like the whole song. I mean, you can. Like, you know, it's been
great artists do.
Yeah, get your name out there.
Great artists do. But like to make it like truly yours, like, you know, just take a line and then start writing with it, rhyming the word that it ends with, and just like make it unique in your own way. And that like practice or like tactic has like got me further than just like trying to like do everything on my own.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
You think that'll work for freestyling? Because I need help. It's so bad. I've been working for like 6 years. Yeah. I still ain't got a line.
My boy cannot freestyle to save his fucking life. Even you could get him super high, drunk, whatever you want to do. It just, words just don't form for him. It just doesn't work. Mm-hmm. It's like, were you a bad rhymer growing up?
I could rhyme.
You could rhyme?
And okay. I know my syllables. I know I can clap out my syllables.
I feel like what you got to do is you already have to have like the first like 3 lines like loaded or like a go-to one. Yeah. And then like once you just get in the flow, it's like you're unstoppable.
What's up with that song that you kind of teased on your Instagram not that long ago? You put it was like you were literally in the studio creating it.
Oh, bro, that's
shit.
That's my favorite fucking song.
That might be my favorite song I've ever heard. And I only heard the 30 seconds you posted on Instagram. So tough.
So, okay. So I'm probably late as fuck on this, but I just found JPEG Mafia. Do you know who that is? Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't even listen to like DJs like that. I've known about that. That's crazy.
I literally just found him. And because I follow this account, Sleeping on Gems, and it's literally like the reason I open Instagram is because of that Instagram account.
Yeah.
And I found Doechii like a year ago from that account. She's huge now. I found like all these fucking artists. Tommy, the guy that made $1 Million Baby, I found him a year ago through that account.
No
and he blew
way.
Up. Wow. Yeah, it's a fucking amazing account to find underground artists and just like music to sample from. And so JPEG Mafia released this album, right? And he put this, like, they featured like the song from it. And I was like, what the fuck is this sample? It's insane. And I've listened to it like 50 times a day since it came out. And so I'm like, I go on YouTube and I'm like, all right, let's see where he found this sample from. He literally found it from an AI like YouTube cover.
No way. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
And because it's like that, it's like not copyrighted. So I was like,
that's crazy.
Oh, bitch, I'm taking this down. So I took it and it's done. It needs to get definitely cleaned up, but I think it's a fucking...
That's a fucking banger for sure.
It's one of those things where, like, one of my favorite albums is, like, Forest Hill Drive by, like, J. Cole. And he says in the end of the album, his outro is, like, I don't give a fuck if anybody doesn't, like, if everybody hates this album. Like, this is, like, my fucking album. I made this for me. Like,
yeah.
I love it. And I'm like, that's how I feel about the song. I'm like, dude.
This is more of a for you track as opposed to like making this for the people. Like you just love it so much that this is like you did it for yourself.
Exactly. I mean, and that's what you got to do, because I feel like it's so easy to get lost, especially nowadays with like social media and like everybody kind of like chasing this like 30-second, probably less than that, like pull you in shit. Like I actually worked with Universal last year, and they were saying, I did a remix for them, thankful as fuck for that, but I did a remix for them, and they were like, make sure to have like a 30-second like pull in for the TikToks. And it's just like, you know, then you're just like making the song for like the TikTok.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And
yeah.
like you can hear it in music nowadays that like half the songs that blow up are like, oh, this is a fucking TikTok song.
It's just
yeah.
You know?
Well, we were just talking about this the other night. Like certain songs, I know the entire word to the whole song, but it's because of TikTok. I've never even I couldn't even tell you the name or like the artist or anything like that. It's just because you hear it used so many times as a trending audio.
Yeah, and there's it's like a blessing and a curse because it's I feel like nobody would really want to be known as TikTok artist.
Right, for sure.
but it's also nowadays the industry just completely stopped. They used to literally build superstars. Look at Britney Spears, Rihanna. They used to take an artist and they would fund the fuck out of them and literally make them a superstar. And nowadays, I don't think that's happening anymore because of social media. And I think there's a lot of pros and cons to that. One of the pros is nowadays anybody can do it, right? But I feel also because of that, there's not too many superstars. It's a lot of people just releasing one song. You hear it over and over again to the point where you're banging your head against the wall when you hear it, and then next thing you know, it's kind of
over. It's gone.
Yeah, where did they go?
Yeah. Well, the whole industry is super saturated. I think that's the whole thing is social media has made it so easy for people to get into a lane. You know what I mean? Especially if you're a rapper. I mean, the rap scene is everyone's a rapper or everyone's been a rapper at some point. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But back when you were making rap music or back when a lot of these other artists, J. Cole and these guys are blowing up, you really only had a handful of superstars. Facts. Whereas now, I mean, you'll have a guy, you'll see guys like Boss Man D-Lo and some of these other guys.
You got superstars in every city.
Every city, a handful of them in every single city. And then there's even places where it's I didn't know Louisville had rappers. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just random little places where it'll now be a little rap hub because everyone can do it and everyone can get into that lane,
No, facts. And I do have to say though, I feel like something positive has been happening where some of the artists that have been really true to themselves, like Doechii, if you listen, when I heard her album when she first dropped it, I was oh, she's gonna be the next female artist. And today she is everybody knows this bitch now. People send me this girl once a week and I'm oh, I was I've been on that.
Right? I love it.
And it's because if you listen to the lyrics and the music, it's A, it's just a fucking vibe, it's a fucking hit, and B, it's her, you know what I mean? And I feel that I guess authenticity and being yourself is slowly being coming back and people real recognize real, and that's what I've always believed in.
We don't want this corny shit no more.
No, we don't. We don't want the cringe.
Well, now that TikTok is going to be going away on January 19th, I guess we're going to not really have too many TikTok artists.
Yeah, they announced that. Yeah, USA. I think China's blocking it off from USA.
Yeah.
Oh,
is that good or bad for you?
I never used TikTok.
True.
Oh.
Then it's good.
I never used it. I didn't honestly like it that much. I went on and I was I can't do this. I'm more of I go on YouTube more than anything.
Do you watch shorts or do you watch the long form?
I watch. Sometimes I be on the shorts. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, YouTube shorts be hitting though. YouTube shorts be hitting.
TikTok's the same shit.
Yeah, it is. But I be watching TV clips on the shorts.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. On YouTube Shorts and on Instagram Reels, I'm watching shit that I actually am interested in. It'll be an artist that I like following, or it'll be this entrepreneur, or someone where it's I know the owner of the account. You know what I mean? And it's I know this person. Whereas on TikTok, it's I'll get a long form video of somebody mowing their fucking grass. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I love that stuff. It's very engaging for me, or watching someone time lapse build a shed. You know what I mean? And I do truly love that kind of
You're such
content.
A man.
But
hey, you are such
became a pants boy.
Man,
I own a hammer.
I'm so proud of you.
And but it's funny those types of clips, if they were on Instagram or if they were on YouTube Shorts, I would never really stop and watch them. It's a YouTube or a TikTok thing. You know what I mean? I'll just get on TikTok just to see that type of content. So I'm not super upset that TikTok is going away. I mean, we only have 3,000 or something on TikTok, but we post every single clip on TikTok. And so you would think that we've had clips go viral on pretty much every platform except TikTok. TikTok's never hit for us.
Same.
So it's for me, I mean, we'll post the exact same clip on Instagram or YouTube Shorts, and it'll never have the same like.
That shit's weird
motion.
though, because when I had my TikTok, the plants one, I would post one on TikTok, get like 1,000 views, and then the same one on Instagram will get 1.2 million.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
so weird how the shit works.
Yeah, I had a few on TikTok go viral, but they all got removed because it was like literally me high on a plane, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, why'd you remove that?
What's your like creative process like when you're creating these songs? Like, I guess let's start with this. Where do you find the actual sounds? I always wonder that with DJs.
And is there a template ever that you follow?
Yeah, like how do you start? Where's square one when you're creating a song?
Yeah, I do have a template and that took me like honestly a fucking while to like kind of accept that, I guess. Because like it's just like creatively like everyone's different, and you know, working with Devin Devour, like he'll just like fucking start from a blank shit and like go in. But like with me, I'm such like an organized person. Like even when I DJ, like I typically like on live shows like know which direction I go into. Like I'm just that type of like brain, you know? So like, yeah, I'll start with a template, but it took me a while to figure out that, like, hey, you don't have to do, like, every fucking thing on your own. You don't need to, like, literally go in and, like, sound engineer, like, the kick. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
A lot of times, like, you can just, like, fucking take a kick from a song that you like.
Yeah.
You know?
And so if you have a song and you're on, like, whatever platform it is you're using to create music, you can just literally, what is it called? Like split, cut it and like split that part and put it into your song, pretty much.
Like you're talking about a song as a whole?
Yeah, like if you like a part of a song, like I think there's one song you have where it almost feels like you sampled a portion of Rufus Du Soul's Inner Bloom.
Okay.
Is that true?
Is that true?
Is it Hot Body, or there's like one of the songs where it's just like a very quick like sound that pops up, and it's like right when Inner Bloom gets into that like really trippy part, you know what I mean, where you feel like you start levitating. Like that's like it's a sound from in there, and as soon as I heard it when I was going through your music, I was like,
you started levitating.
I was like, two hands on the wheel. Like,
no, I don't.
Really?
No.
It's so cool. I mean, because I love Rufus Du Soul, so maybe it's just me being like ultra, you know, like looking for Rufus Du Soul in a fucking song. But
yeah, I mean, there might be a chance that like it's the same sample possibly, but I feel like they like, I don't have any like a lot of instruments like that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I kind of just use like Serum, to be honest with you. Like that's all I use. And then I'll use like my MIDI sometimes.
Okay,
but,
fire.
Like, that's, you know.
And do you just have to sit there and just go through the list of sounds and like try one and be like, oh, I like that.
Oh, you hear
like
bing, boing,
yeah, that's all you get.
Sometimes, and then sometimes I'll have days where I just like kind of fuck around and like find a flow state, and then because one thing like you have to know is like you're not gonna go in and make a hit every day. You're like you're probably going to literally sit on your laptop for an entire week for days and literally make dog shit, and then just one day you're gonna go in and
something's
like
gonna click.
24 hours you're gonna be like, whoa, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So like you gotta save those days, I feel like, to be like, okay, this is cool, but like I don't know what I'm doing with it, so I'm just going to like save it.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So I have a lot of that. And
a lot of unfinished things like projects.
Yeah, or just like kind of ideas. And you put them, you know, you just save them into like, I use Ableton, and then, you know, you go back and you go through them, and a lot of it's just like fuck around and find out.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. And I feel like a lot of your songs too have like a really like a longer build up.
Yeah.
You know, some songs, as soon as you click play, you're like fucking like in shock mode. You know what I mean? Like it's very heavy right off the rip, but yours have like a very graceful kind of like build up to them, which is cool too, because you're not expecting that like chorus to hit the way it does. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've already talked about it, but Hot Body is just like a fucking like now that's so I've listened to that song probably 20 times since
No
like
way.
yesterday. And it's cool how like the different flows you have in that song. You know what I mean? Where it starts off, it is like a very like, you know, easygoing song. You know, it's got like a nice rhythm to it, but it's like, you know, catchy, like steady. And then as soon as that chorus hits, you're like, oh, let's fucking rage. You know what I mean? It's good.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate
It's
that.
cool too because your sets are so high energy. Like I can't wait to talk about this because you've performed at Halloween, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
How was
Favorite
that?
festival, dude. I mean, hula is just different. And like you can ask anybody and like they'll say the same thing. And it was my first festival. I believe I went in, I want to say 2020. And it's just one of those festivals where like me and my college friends like go every year. Like we don't care what's going on in our lives. Like we go to Halloween. Mm-hmm. And the first year I got to play, which I guess was 2 years ago now. God, that it was just life changing because like I got to play at the Amp, and that's my favorite stage at hula.
Yeah.
And they like pushed my set back, so I had like a farther set, and I was like, I think it was my first big festival stage because I played EDC. But I had the art cart, which is like amazing, but it's just different when it's like an actual stage.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And the amount of fucking people that was there was like, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Do you ever get nervous in situations like that? Like there's the expectations so high at a place like Halloween where you got the best of the best showing up here.
Yeah, well, I mean, anytime before I play, like I gotta run to that bathroom about 5 times.
Oh yeah.
I have a routine. Like I just like, but I will get like a little nervous a lot of times. Like just like take like a shot or two and it'll ease me out. But once like I feel like it's like running. The way I could only compare it is to running a marathon. Like once you once you get in the motion, you're just fucking there. You're just like going and shit, And then when you get off, I have literally so much adrenaline that like I feel like I'm about to pass out.
Really?
Yeah. Like I'll like, because like people will try to talk to me sometimes after, and I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but it's got to be cool too when you're surrounded by like some of the your closest friends or like people sometimes like just fans that just like love your music, and as soon as you get off, they're like, yo, that was the best fucking set ever.
No, absolutely, dude. It's an amazing feeling, and this year, all my friends, they did something cute. They like all wore like AK shirts and stuff.
Oh, that's
because I didn't have merch out, and so they all like made them and stuff, and they surprised me with them. It was
at Hula.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And so, how many times have you performed at Hula now?
So twice.
Okay,
twice,
nice.
Both at the Amp.
And that's got to be like going to that festival so much, like when you're younger, and then going and then finally like playing at that stage has to be so like mind-blowing. You know what I mean? Like being that artist that you used to watch people go up there and like maybe they'd be your favorite artist or just like someone you look up to and they're running that stage and then you go up there and fucking throw down. Like I can only imagine the feeling.
It is. I think one of the craziest things are, to me, like there's that, and then there's also the aspect of this was my favorite artist and now I'm like literally like hanging out with him, or like now like we have each other's phone numbers, or now like we have a song. Yeah.
I heard a quote when I was in Atlanta. I met Sadie Hendrix in Atlanta, and one of the dudes said, I used to dream of a spot at the table, now I'm bringing something to it.
Wow.
And so it was like, once I heard that, I was like, that is a fucking, oh my God. I was like, this is a fucking like real ass quote, because that is how I felt when I met Sadie as well, where it was like I've looked up to this artist my whole life. You know what I mean? Even though like I started following him when he was smaller and kind of watched his come up, you still meet him in person and you're like, oh my God, this is fucking like unreal. And then just being next to them and like hearing their voice talk, not in a song, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel real. You feel like you're kind of like in a dream or something, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Who was one of those artists for you?
I mean, Dr. Fresh, like, period.
Yeah.
Like, I have videos like of me like seeing him live and screaming, wax my teeth. I still haven't met him. But just the fact
y'all have songs together though, don't you?
We have a song together. But that kind of came in like a word of mouth way.
Okay.
Like, and that happens and shit. But I think this year I have one coming out with Moxie, and
that's fucking sick.
The way that like came about was just like, what the actual fuck, dude?
How did it come about?
Yeah.
So last year I got the amazing opportunity through House Calls, Dr. Fresh's label, to play Brooklyn Mirage with my one of my best friends, like Andrew Lux. He's an artist out in LA. He's an amazing producer. But
I thought she was talking about the damn Colts.
The quarterback.
Yeah, I was like, wait, Andrew Luck? I was like, he DJs? What the fuck?
Know that. We know that.
Yeah, that's like the old Colts quarterback. That's so funny. But he's a DJ, Andrew Luck.
Andrew Lux.
Andrew Lux. Okay, cool.
I went the same
Now
way.
we look so stupid. I was like, I just had to pause for a second. I'm like, wait, white ass Andrew Luck is a fucking DJ?
I finally know somebody in the field.
That's so funny. And so when you met them, it was like very starstruck moment where you're just like, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah, because I mean, Moxie's music is just. Have you guys listened to him?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
All right, after this, look him
Yeah,
up.
no, you need to put us on for sure.
Is it MOXI?
MOSKI.
Okay.
Okay, I've seen it before. I've seen the name.
Yeah, so it's just super like, I mean, I guess it's bass house, but like it's beautiful. Like it's amazing music. And when I get a little drunk, like I get like cocky.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even know how the fuck this came about. But I was like, oh, let me like freestyle for you. And I freestyled. And like not to be any type of way, but I lit up that room.
No way.
Cause like when I'm like on one and I'm in the flow, like I'm not gonna lie, like I can be like really good.
For sure. No, your energy is unmatched. Like the clips that we've seen, I haven't had the pleasure of actually going to an AK Renny live show yet. So that's definitely on the to-do list. We might have to do just a whole on the road episode for that one, brother. But the energy from your clips, it's like you can't, like, honestly, like there was one song where I was like, I didn't even like really love the song, but it was just from one of your sets. And I was like, I love this song now, just because like you literally get everyone so fucking hyped. And like, I think some DJs, there's an art to it, right? Because some DJs will come up and they'll literally be like so dialed in, they won't even like look at the crowd. They'll just be like throwing down bangers and you just let the music speak for itself and like do its thing. But for you, the music is already so good, you could have that strategy, but instead you just like add that extra little spice to it, and just like the way you fucking like throw your hands when it fucking drops and shit, it just makes you want to like rage. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's like two things. It's like I'm feeling it, and like, bro, that's what I do in my bedroom alone, for real.
For sure. I love it.
And another thing is, I always just think, I'm like, damn, like these people like came out here and they paid money to see like me perform, or like, you know, if there's a headliner, like them perform and like me warm them up.
Yeah.
So,
you gotta
like,
show out.
I gotta show out, and like, I just don't, like, I'm never the type to just like stand there if music's playing, and like, if I want them to give them an experience where like something they can look at, and I truly believe like people feed off energy, and like, I feel like even if you hate this fucking song I'm playing, like I love it, and you're gonna see how much I love this, and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, for sure. And they'll see like just how much you care about the music as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like that's a big thing too, is like sometimes you'll see certain DJs, it's almost like they have gone through the motions so many times that it like doesn't mean that much to them. You know what I mean? Like certain DJs, I mean, there's been times where like you'll see, like I remember one time we saw Diplo at Potts in Tallahassee, which if you know where that, it's like kind of like a smaller venue for Diplo. You know what I mean? It was just like a outdoor like terrace type of setting, and the energy just wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like you picture like a Diplo show is just like fucking so intense and crazy.
Yeah.
And it just kind of seemed like it was more of just like a stop like in the road for him. You know what I mean? Just like one of the stops of the tour. And it wasn't like I wasn't upset with the way the show went. It was still like one of the best shows ever, but it was just like surprising. You know what I mean? Whereas you come out there, I'm sure there's times where you're opening for an artist and maybe like some of the people that are there to see that headliner don't even know who you are. But then after your set, they're like, okay, AK Renny is my favorite fucking artist, you know?
It's cool. I mean, I've definitely had people like tell me exactly that, and it's like, wow, like I'm almost like, really?
Yeah.
Like me? Like,
yeah. And do you whenever you are creating new music and you're in the studio, what's the like headspace that you want to be in? You know what I mean? Are you ever smoking before you create? Are you drinking before you create? Are you just like, you know, trying to like blow some stress off, or do you have to be like extremely like good headspace? Like, how does that work for you?
I'll smoke.
Okay, word.
The other day I made something, and one thing I'm kind of learning, you know, because there's just this like massive stereotype. Like if you ask anybody in the industry to do like every fucking thing on your own, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like honestly like honorable and stuff, but like if you look at Drake, or if you look at any major like artist that's like not EDM, or even like John Summit's new album, or like Alice in Wonderland's, like they have like 10 people working on that shit together. And it's like a lot of times I'll get in my head when I'm just trying to create alone, because like I am a solo project. And the other day I had my like friend over, and like we just ate some edibles, and like we were just on our phones, and I was like, hey, like do you mind if I like work on music and you can just like listen and like tell me like what the fuck you like? Because sometimes you just need that person next to you to like bounce the ideas off and stuff. For sure. Because when I'm like alone, like I'll be like, oh, fuck, does this even sound good? About it too
like, and you probably heard the same song, like the same like intro, like you probably, as you're creating the song, you've heard it so many fucking times. You're like, wait, do I even like this sound anymore? You know?
Yeah, right. So like I like started, I think I might have already had the beat, or like I started it, and then he's like, oh, this is fucking good. So then, you know, I'm like, oh, is it?
Makes you want to keep
going, I'm gonna keep working on it.
Yeah.
And so so sometimes I do this. Sometimes I'll like listen to a bunch of other music, and then I'll do what I did, where like I'll take a line from my favorite line, and then I'll like rewrite it and start working off like the foundation of that.
For sure.
But like sometimes I'll literally just like get on the mic and get in the melody and be like da, 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 and then I'll just start filling out words and freestyling.
Yeah.
And like I'll record the whole thing, and like sometimes if I'm like in a super flow state, I'll just get the fucking like chorus right off that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then sometimes it's like it'll just be random fucking words a little bit like throughout. So I'll just like fill in.
Yeah.
Like I wrote a song the other day, like makes no fucking like the lines like don't really make sense, but it's like I'm like sometimes it doesn't have to make sense.
No, for sure. Well, that's a cool thing about EDM is like you don't have to really tell a story with the song. Like with rap or country, you're kind of like painting a picture and telling a story, and it's like, you know, the listener really feels like they're in that setting. But with EDM, it's like you can literally just have like the same. I mean, for example, Hot Body, it's like the chorus is so like it's really basic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like it's just like it's songs like that where you almost just love like the more of the sounds in the bass and like the things about that, whereas with other songs it's like you're actually listening to it for the picture that it's painting.
It almost seems like it'd be harder to create a song without words, because words, like you can say the story pretty much and then build off of that, but with like EDM it's a lot of instrumentals, a lot of like bass and 808s and stuff like that. So like how do you tell a story with sounds?
Honestly, like
are you trying to tell a story?
I mean, to be honest, I feel like I don't really have any songs without vocals, because like I am like my huge music taste is like solely kind of like the foundation from like rap music and R&B. So like vocals are always just like a massive thing for me. Yeah. And I mean, that's something like I kind of like wonder, you know, myself, like I'm sure I could, but like I just don't like to. I think words have almost more power than like the other like aspects of like a song. So like and
it's
I
cool.
think,
Sorry, no, go ahead.
No, and I think it like, you know, I think it makes up the whole thing. Like when I did 212, I literally wrote that vocal for like a song for my friend Andrew Lux, and then it kind of just like didn't fit that, so we like I kind of just like held it into like this like scrap file I had. And then my manager was like hey, these guys Truth and Lies are looking for like people to collab with, so I sent them that, and then they like built the song around that vocal. I'm pretty sure.
That's sick.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure what happened is Wax heard it and he was like, let me fucking jump on this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
That's so dope. And it's cool too, because there's some certain artists that I just respect their like business side of being a DJ. So like one thing that you mentioned was how you kind of do everything on your own. Is there ever certain artists where you look at like their drop strategy, you know what I mean, like how they'll release a song, or like the more of the business side of how they do things when they're like putting out music? Is there anyone that you really like emulate in those aspects?
The business side?
Yeah, like I know for example, like for me, I'm a big fan of like Halo. Whenever Halo has any vocals in a song, like I always just love the fucking song. I don't know why. It's just her, I don't know if it's because of like her accent a little bit too, but like I just love her vocals anytime she collabs with somebody. And she did a song with Medusa, and I think it's Another World maybe, but they the way that they like release that song, like I was itching to get that fucking song. Like they would do the little like they do a snippet here and there, and then they would do like a clip of them performing it when they were on tour and like all these things. I'm like, I need this fucking song. And like I respect their like business side of that, because then I listened to the song 30 times when it first drops, and like now I'm kind of over it. You know what I mean? Like I love the song still, but I'm not like dying to hear it every day. But like
facts.
coming up till drop day, like I literally had a reminder on my phone, like, yo, Halo just dropped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what's up, dude. Yeah. I mean, I think in like little ways, any major artist, there's like things I kind of respect. And one of the most like people grinding out here, like I don't know if you know who like Jake Shore is.
Oh my God, from Chicago.
Yes.
Oh my God, I just got put on him. I fucking love Jake Shore.
His like the way he just kind of promotes, and like you can just tell his energy is like just so pure, and like the passion is there, and like he just is him. And like I saw him comment one time, he was like, it like stuck with me. He like commented like he was just like walking in the street like dancing, you know, in public, and then someone was like, I can't believe you do this, like I could never. And he's like, the way I walk through the street, I feel like an empire building. He like said something like that.
Yeah, I love that.
And I was like, damn, like I mean, that's what you gotta do. Like that's what you gotta feel. You gotta be that confident with like your work.
You gotta be different. And like with him, I love how he'll do things like he'll even get a giant sign and he just Sharpie like writes something on it, and he's like walking down the street and like there's people everywhere, and he's just like throwing the signs like side by side, like as he's walking through it, like talking about one of his new songs. And oh my God, Jake Shore is such a good example, because like his social media game, like his strategy for how he drops shit. Like every once in a while you'll see like an actual clip from him, but most of the time it'll be something where it was like, you know, a couple years ago I was a substitute teacher or something like that, and then it starts like, and then it jumps into like his song, and it'll switch through like this whole timeline where you're just like, I fucking love this artist, you know. And it's like weird because, to be honest, I don't even really listen to a lot of Jake Shore's like songs, you know what I mean? But like I just respect his drop strategy, and he's like one of the few DJs that I'll follow on Instagram, just because I'm like I love I respect the like business side of him being a DJ, you know what I mean? He promotes music so well. And I just got put on him too, because one of my friends, like shout out Macy, whenever we're doing a like we're about to go out or like we're all hanging out or whatever, she'll always just throw on like a long DJ set. And I think he had like some like form of a boiler room set, and it was just on YouTube, and his energy is so similar to yours, where he's just like fucking like has the crowd just going crazy, you know what I mean? And throwing down.
He does, and he's really blown up. He's definitely on my bucket list for one of the people like I eventually want to work with. Oh,
you guys would have a great song together. That would be a really good collab.
We were before he like, I think like over a year ago, we were like trying to test some shit, but I think it just like, you know, it happens. Like it just didn't, like click.
It's all about timing.
Yeah, because I mean, I probably have more songs that like didn't go through than like actually go through. You know?
Okay, I see. Yeah.
I mean, it's like that, and like sometimes you'll get to like the fucking end of it where like it's literally like the work was put in, it's ready for the release, it's like ready to go, and like you might even think it's like a really good song, but like sometimes it just doesn't, like, you know, it doesn't click with whatever, whether that's like the labels or stuff, and then like, you know, shit happens.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah. And I think it's cool too how for you, like whenever you're doing these live shows, it's like, I mean, it's just back to the energy thing, you know what I mean? Because you can make a song that's really like not, maybe not people's like favorite song. You can make it their favorite song because of the way that like you present it to them. You know what I mean? And Jake Shore does a great job with that on just social media alone. You know what I mean? Where you like a song because every time you hear that song, you see that clip of him going down the street or like shooting a basketball while he's doing his thing, and just like his energy where he's like fucking like, you know, if you drive by this guy on the street, you think that he's a fucking nut job. Like someone's filming him with their iPhone and he's like all over the place and like doing just like very high energy shit. But then when you see it on social media, you're like, oh, this hits. You know what I mean? You're like, this is a fucking banger.
Facts, dude.
So you mentioned you just went on tour recently, right? Didn't you just go to a couple places?
Yes.
What was the tour for that? You went to Pittsburgh, right?
So I just came back from Pittsburgh in September. That was like probably the busiest thing I did. My team, which has been fucking amazing, like shout out Frank. But they got me like a lot of opportunities with like solo headlines. Like super small, but like a lot of places that like I've never been, and like I'm so grateful for the opportunity to like even be taking these places. And it's cool that like, I could go somewhere where like I might not know anybody and like people might actually like come out,
No, for sure. Yeah. With the power of social media, it's like you never know where you have an audience at,
Exactly. Yeah. So we did like Salt Lake City, fucking amazing. Arizona, literally those two places I think are like one of my favorite places.
Yeah.
Gosh, I can't even remember all of them, but I remember we were supposed to do Nocturnal, and unfortunately due to like the fires at the time, that got canceled, but I still went out there and I did like another gig in LA.
Yeah.
And that was also awesome. The people out there are
Where's your favorite venue you've ever performed at? Is it Halloween?
I think Hula. I did Mission Ballroom with my boy Noises.
In Denver?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's sick.
Yeah, I did that on Dr. Fresh's tour.
That's fucking dope.
Dr. Fresh and Abstract, sorry. Yeah.
That's super. That's a huge venue though, right?
It was massive, dude.
Yeah, I believe it.
So fucking cool. And like people check out Noises too, because that man is just on his fucking grind and he's just super energetic. And he's funny as fuck. And I don't know. I think one of the most like the biggest blessings I've had is the opportunity to just work with such amazing people that have the same passion as me.
For sure.
And like in any industry like you go in, like there's going to be like some shitty people, right?
Yeah.
But like it's about like finding those good ones that like will actually like look out for you and like kind of just like have your back no matter what, because like there's going to be like highs and lows. And I feel like especially since I started, I kind of weeded away the bad ones, and now I'm just kind of I'm blessed with like just good people around me right now.
Yeah. Who is a certain artist you like really emulate and like want to kind of like you kind of base your game off of? Like, is there any artists you look up to and you're like, I just love the way they do this, or I just love the way that, they throw down?
Yeah, I'm Dr. Fresh completely. Like,
for sure.
He's one artist where I will not miss his set. It's just so fucking good. And the way, like, I'll just sit there behind him DJing and I'm like, what the hell? Like, how, like, and he's so energetic and I love it. And probably, like, probably, like, my friend James, like, Corrupt too. He was the first, like, tour I've ever been on. And, like, I think from, like, an inside perspective, like I have like just like a lot of respect for him on like the way he kind of treated me and just kind of treats other people. Like he's and I grew up on his music too, so that was like fucking like awesome and stuff. And like now like we're like homies, so it's awesome.
Such a full circle moment.
It really is. But the way because when you're like touring and stuff, like especially when you're like putting your foot in the door, like you're making no money at all. Absolutely. Like,
really?
Yeah, you're like losing money.
Oh my God, I didn't realize it was like that.
Yeah. It could, cause like I don't like. I've talked to some people and they're like, oh, it used to not be like that, but then I've talked to others and they're like, oh no, it's always been like this. But like like they don't pay for like typically a lot of stuff when you play venues, like don't pay for like the plane ticket and stuff like that.
For sure.
And like especially when like the first tour they weren't doing the hotel either.
Okay.
So
you got to get there, you got to buy your plane ticket, buy your hotel, find out transportation whenever you get there.
Yeah, and just with the way of like the economy right now and everything, it's they have to do that so they can at least make some money.
For sure.
Cuz like you'll get paid like, enough to cover that and stuff, but and maybe like some more
But if you guys want to go out to dinner somewhere nice when you're there, it's like that's not getting paid for by the venue or anything. Like that's coming out of your pocket.
That's what I mean, yeah. And sometimes I'll like, I've had a lot of promoters like,
yeah.
let me take you out. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Yeah, like, no, you're right. Or like do something fun while you're there because you're in like a cool city and stuff.
For sure.
But like, yeah, and he kind of just helped me out the entire time on like tour, and he has like the thickest British accent ever, and he's like, mate, like why don't you just stay with me in like the room, and like you don't have to get a hotel.
She's good at that, damn.
And like no, literally I was like spent months with this man. So,
like, you got it down pat.
And he helped me out a lot of ways that way, and just kind of like teaching me, I guess, the ropes and stuff, and just like anytime we'd go somewhere, he was just like super friendly, and like I kind of just watching that, like I had like a lot of respect and stuff, and I feel like that was super good for me to like put my foot in the door. Plus, like I just love British people.
Oh my god, I love British people. You have no idea. I'm the same way. Really, any kind of accent, I'm like I could talk to you for hours.
Australian, I love Australian.
Really, I'm not a huge fan.
I love Australia.
See, now the one I can't stand is like Irish. Kind of gets annoying to me after a while.
The Netherlands can't. Oh no, hell no.
I don't even know if I could think of a Netherlands accent.
Can we get an example?
Hell no.
Hell no.
It's funny too because I don't know if this would be like a pro or a con, but do you think it's easier or harder being a female DJ?
So, I mean, I've gotten asked this question like a lot, honestly, and I think I'm like I'm gonna have a different answer probably than anybody.
Sure.
I personally think that no matter your gender, no matter your race, no matter who the fuck you are, if you work your ass off hard enough,
for sure,
it doesn't matter
like
what the fuck you are. Like if you, and I feel like sometimes people can use certain things like that as an excuse on like, oh, I'm not doing this, why that, and it's like, if you want something so bad and you work your ass hard, I truly believe that like you have the ability to reach your goals and get it
100%.
And I do have to say, like, I'm not like, trying to like downplay the whole thing, because like, it's obvious that like there are less females like in the industry and everything. But I think obviously there's going to be things that might purposely not book as many females,
for sure,
like possibly, but I can't sit here and like
make excuses.
Yeah, I can't sit here and make excuses and shit. And I think that especially nowadays there have been a ton of opportunities for female DJs to be put on, but I think at the end of the day, don't ever just sit here and be like, oh, like I'm not getting all these opportunities because like I'm female. Like I think that like sure, it might be like somewhat true for some things, like there's going to be like assholes and dicks in any industry, but I think it's about like working your ass off and like showing off and like just doing everything you can. And I think like you will eventually get like put in a position where like like who cares.
100%. There's an artist I went to go see, Claude Von Stroke, and this was when River City Brewing was a thing, and artist opened up for him called Nala, and when she came out, she's like this very short, like petite, just like she almost like kind of struck me as like a shy girl, you know what I mean? Just like because she was kind of like standing behind Claude and was just kind of like doing her thing, and you didn't even realize that she was going to open for him, you know what I mean? She just seemed like just a normal chick, just like there for the set kind of. And when she came on, she just threw the fuck down. And ever since then, I've been like more of a Nala fan than I am a Claude Von Stroke fan.
Yeah.
And it was like so funny because you almost feel like I'm feel the same way you do, where it's like if you work your ass off for it, like it doesn't matter what you've got standing against you or stacked against you, like you're gonna make that shit happen. But with Nala, it was just so cool how like she really seemed like a different person when she got up there on stage, and it just almost felt like. Like, yeah, like if your energy is there, then, even if there is like some kind of like bias towards like male or female DJs, like if you get up there and throw the fuck down, a true EDM fan does not give a fuck. you know?
Yep. I mean, I think, yeah, I agree. I mean, like, this is, like, the plur community. So, like, I don't think anybody, like, out there is, like, I'm not going to see her because she's a female. Like,
yeah,
you know
no, for
I mean?
sure,
like,
for sure.
I think, like, maybe there's, like, background, tendencies and stuff. But, like, I mean, that's just going to happen with anything.
For
like,
sure.
any career.
And you see, like, nowadays, I mean, pretty much every industry when it comes to music has, like, it's almost 50-50 split with a lot of them.
Yeah.
Especially rap. Like, back in the day, I mean, the female rap game, it was, like, Nicki Minaj and who else? You know what I mean? Like, back when it was, like, the Young Money days and shit. But now, I mean, you've got chicks blowing up out of, like, everywhere, you know? So it's cool to see that mix kind of, like, starting to get more 50-50 than it was before.
No, absolutely. I think it is good that, like, they are, like, showcasing more. Like, I think that is, like, a extremely positive thing for us.
It's funny, too, how certain DJs will, like, completely hide their identity and throw a mask on. Like, certain, like, I mean, you had, like, Marshmello, and then you've got, like, I mean, Daft Punk kind of, like, started that wave, I felt like.
Yeah.
But, like, a lot of DJs, they'll be, like, completely masked up. You know, like, you don't even know what they look like or anything. And I almost wonder if that's because of they're afraid of the bias or what they look like. Because I don't know about you. I have no idea what Marshmello looks like or,
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. And then there was some artist, I think we saw him at Home Base this year.
AT
And
Aliens?
I think so. And he was, like, masked up the whole time. It's like we had no idea. Like I didn't even know like what they look like under the mask or whatever. I mean, they're throwing the fuck down. I will tell you that. Do you prefer to, sometimes like a festival or like a set or whatever will end at like midnight? You know what I mean? So you'd probably be going on at like 10 or 11 o'clock. And do you prefer to do a set earlier on in the night, or do you like those like after party sets where everyone's just fucking fired up already and like you just got to go in there and just close it out? You know?
I think it really just kind of depends. Like for me, when I first did hula, I did Thursday, and that was just like fucking amazing because like I like opened up.
Yeah.
So like I felt like people were just getting there. People were like looking for that energy, like they're ready to like start off. Like it was literally the pre-day, so they were ready to like start off like this weekend and stuff. So I felt like just how my energy and like set comes off, that like that was like the perfect opportunity for me. This year, every festival I played like happened to be Sunday, so that was a huge change for me because usually like I'm the opener and stuff for everything, and I had to learn. I'll tell you that I had to learn. I do love like, I mean, there's nothing like a Renegade after party, like, small vibe, but like
for sure.
Like when I played Lost Lands, like fucking loved it, right? But I made sure that like I was like, okay, I'm not gonna drink or anything the day before, because like nowadays, like if I drink, like I'll be like my energy will just be low the next day, and like I want to be like on my best, right?
Sure,
like I just want to feel fucking amazing so I can like bring that same energy, and I hate feeling tired when I play. So we did Lost Lands, and I was with my my friend and my girlfriend at the time, and I didn't drink, but I didn't bring a mask. And I got so sick from that dust. Like, I felt so sick on Sunday.
Really?
Yes. And I was playing, I think I literally had a 3 a.m. set.
Oh my God.
I was like, once I got into it, I was like, I'm not sick anymore. Yeah, right. But like the like build up before that, I was like, oh my God, I wish they could come up to me and be like, hey, so we moved it earlier. Like, just because the dust just, I don't know.
Oh, I can only imagine.
It was super bad.
Does your set change based off of the location that you're in? Like because I'm sure you're like, a lot of the other like more professional DJs where you're kind of like mixing on the spot sometimes. Does your set change based off of like the crowd of people or maybe the festival that you're at? Like, okay, these are going to be like a little bit more like bassy type of, EDM fans, or vice versa?
Yes, but I'll keep the core things that I love.
For sure.
And I knew everybody would. Like this year I like honed in, because I was just going so many places, and I played like the most festivals I ever did. So I made like a shit ton of edits, and and I like bringing things in that like I think familiarity is like everything for people. So I think if you have a cool fucking unique song that nobody might know, and then remove those vocals and you put like some catchy ass shit that like, you know, either you like or like, you know, everyone will get down to, like, I think it's like unbeatable. And I think one thing about that is like, it's an easy way to make your set super unique and bring something new that no one else will have and like do it fast.
For sure.
Yeah. So I did that a lot. So, I made like, I think it was like 15, 20 different edits, and some of them were like super like almost on the verge of like bass. Yeah. And so I like, you know, I made sure to put all those into Lost Lands, but some of them were like more vibey and I like put them in the hula. For sure. But typically I'll change up the sets, but the way that like I'll try to build them or like flow into them, I feel like are the same, because you always kind of want to make it like up and down. For sure, yeah. And you want to keep it fresh for the people too. You don't want them to feel like they're hearing the same repetitive sounds throughout the entire set. Exactly. What are some of your DJ pet peeves whenever you're up on set? Oh, my pet peeves. Like watching people or like me DJing? I guess when you're DJing, like when you're up there and you're trying to really give the crowd the best experience, like is it ever get annoying, like maybe when there's a bunch of people behind the booth, or when you've got like, you know, certain people in the front row and they're just not going hard as the people that are like, you know, behind them or something? Like, do you have any pet peeves whenever you're up there performing? To be honest, sometimes I'm just in such a state that I'm just like not like... You don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm like, you know, if I see a bunch of people you know, like jumping around and shit, I guess like the one thing that like I'm like come on about is like if there's a lot of people moving but they're not like up front, and then there's like and then there's a fucking gap up front. Yeah, you know, and I'm like, come on. I'm so bad about this too, because whenever we go out, especially if it's a DJ that I want to see, I have to be as close as possible.
He's like on the turntable.
I'm like literally draped over the set, like just fucking feed me. You know what I mean? Like I love being on the rail. Like when we were at home base, we would go and we'd get to like the earlier sets. We get there like really before anyone's even in the room. We're just chilling for a little bit when they're doing like sound check and shit, and then those opening DJs would come on and like it would fill up quick, so it would be fun to be like up on the rail, and then you see the whole crowd of people behind you and they're all loving it, but they're not as close as you are. You know what I mean? That's just, I don't know why I'm like that. As a DJ fan, I just love being like as close as possible to the music, you know? And I mean, maybe it's because I have shitty hearing too, so I want to hear that shit loud and clear.
Well,
you know
that ain't gonna help it.
Yeah, that's facts. That is facts. Do you have anything else? I want to jump into our new segment.
On the clock, I think we should do it.
All right, let's do it. So, AK Renny, you are the first guest to be a part of our new segment in the new studio. It's only right. On the clock. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is On the Clock with AK Renny. Let's go. So, Renny, how we're going to do this is 60 seconds. We're going to rapid fire some questions to you, and they're pretty much just this or that questions. So you just got to answer them truthfully. Whichever one you feel like you'd rather go with, that's the one. Sounds good. All right, Joey, let me know when you've got that timer ready, and we're going to jump right into this.
I have got the timer in 3. Are we doing 1 minute?
Yeah, we'll do 1 minute.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Morning or night?
Morning.
Cats or dogs?
Shit. Cats right now.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram.
Do that.
Pizza or tacos?
Shit. Tacos.
It's tough. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Texting or calling?
Calling.
There we go. Music or podcasts?
Music.
Gotta be. Burgers or wings?
Burgers.
City or country?
Fuck. Country.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Movies or TV shows?
Movies.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Spotify or Apple Music?
Apple Music, don't hate me.
That's it.
That's it?
But let's finish it.
Okay, yeah, we got some good ones. I want to get through these last 5. Tattoos or piercings?
Piercings.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Action or comedy?
Comedy.
Cars or motorcycles?
Cars, motorcycles scare me.
Indoors or outdoors?
Outdoors.
Work hard or play hard? Both. So just say both.
Both.
Yeah, if you don't, you can't play hard if you ain't working hard,
you
right?
do both.
AK, that was awesome.
Good
Thank
shit.
You crushed it. But no, seriously, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Of course.
This has been such an amazing way to kick off the new studio. And I mean, it's been a long time coming, I feel like. You know what I mean? We've had a lot of mutual friends, so it's like perfect timing, right?
Absolutely.
So let's go ahead and plug these people in. Where can they follow you? Where can they stream your music? Where can they, get more AK Renny?
Absolutely. So go on Instagram at always new Renny. I'm kind of annoying. I have a different username for everything.
Hey, that's exactly how we are.
Yeah, but hit me up on Spotify, Apple Music, and SoundCloud at just AK Renny. And then shout out this, I have a feature on my boy Phoenix track coming out on Insomniac.
Ooh, that's going to be fire.
Yes, so that's hitting later this month.
I'm excited for that. That's going to be dope. Yeah, just type in AK and you'll pretty much get AK Renny on any platform. And then do you have any music videos? I was going to throw this in earlier, but
I don't. It's a really big dream for me. Like, I've had it since a kid, like, just visions of like what I want for music videos. I think that song that I teased, like, yes. I'm going to do that. But the thing about music videos is I think it's changing now, but with like the timing of me coming in this industry, everybody just kind of stopped doing music videos. Like, there's obviously some, but like you would see like Universal and stuff, like they just wouldn't really fund them anymore because it was like that 30-second at home clip was just hitting different. But I think as we're progressing and like TikTok's gonna get removed, that like long form like content's gonna come back. So hopefully like soon. And
it gives you another opportunity to like express your creativity too. Because some of these music videos, especially when it's an EDM song, you have no idea what the fuck you're gonna get. It'll be like really trippy visuals or like, just like different scenes where you're like, oh damn, like that paints a totally different picture in my head than what the song did originally. You know what I mean? And so I think that's really dope. All the boys that are listening to this episode right now, shout out to everyone and girls, obviously. You know what I mean? It's just like force of habit. You say the boys, you know what I mean? Obviously, shout out to everyone that's listening to this episode. If you guys are not following us on social media, that's going to be Instagram OG Sessions Pod, TikTok OG Sessions, which maybe much longer. We're going to see.
After the 19th.
After the 19th. And then X, OG Sessions Pod. Make sure you guys follow us everywhere. Also, Patreon. If you guys want more bonus content, and I will just say right now, you're going to want to be on that Patreon because shit is about to get so heavy.
What do you say if you want to have fun, yon? You got to spend money on the Patreon or something like that.
If you want the Patreon, you got to spend the money on, have a little fun, yon. So shout out Yule for that one. Also, if you like the merch that Joey's got on today, I'm not rocking too much merch today, just the hat. But if you want to look as sexy as Joey Allen does right now, head over to ogsessions.com. I mean, hey. I do have to hit that gym too. I'll say right now. Go over to ogsessions.com. We've got everything over there for you. Full winter drop is live. Still some of the stuff from our summer collection up on there. So you guys definitely check that out.
Shout out to the white beanie on there. That's my favorite.
Okay, shout out to the white beanie because I will say we don't usually do a lot of white products. It's usually just like all black with the orange on top. And the white beanie's been hitting.
Dude, I love that thing.
Most popular product from the winter collection, which is surprising. And, I couldn't think of a better way to kick off first episode in the new studio. So once again, shout out AK Renny.
Appreciate you.
It's been an absolute honor. And, until next time, we definitely got to run this episode back. We've got so many new aspects coming to the podcast and to this, new studio and things like that. So y'all stay tuned. You might see AK Renny back very soon. So we're going to see. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the OG Sessions podcast. We are out.
Peace.